a donkey. The guy's a donkey, yeah, do you reckon?
Yeah.
What's a donkey has a kick as well.
Hey Jake, how are you?
This ball. I just don't think he's going to go and become a world champion.
Boxing experts are having a field day with Jake Paul after catching him partying at a bar instead of hitting the gym. The man has one of the biggest fights of the century on the horizon, against none other than the legendary Mike Tyson, yet he's treating it like just another casual night out. Sure, Jake won a match against Mike Perry, but not every Mike is a walk in the park. The boxing community is collectively facepalming, trying to knock some sense into the self-proclaimed problem child. But how did we get here? After knocking out Mike Perry, Jake Paul was riding a massive wave of confidence, strutting around like a peacock. To him, this victory was a golden ticket, solid proof of his boxing supremacy. However, he seems to have overlooked a small detail. His next opponent isn't just any Mike, it's Mike Tyson. In Jake's delusional bubble, this crucial fact somehow slipped by unnoticed.
Get that money! Get that money, nigga! Get that money, nigga, man!
Jake was so intoxicated by his recent win that he plunged headfirst into what can only be described as seventh heaven syndrome. He genuinely believed he was untouchable, the reigning king of the ring, immune to the limitations of mere mortals. The fact that Tyson was an entirely different beast didn't seem to register with him. Jake's ego was so inflated that he might as well have been floating above the ring, completely detached from the reality of his situation. It was as if he thought beating Perry had granted him a divine right to conquer any opponent. Jake Paul's approach to boxing has been widely criticized, with some seeing it as a facade rather than a serious commitment to the sport. One of his most vocal critics, Davis, has pointed out that Jake's endless stream of videos, pranks, and social media stunts clash with the level of dedication required to succeed in professional boxing. Davis sees through the image Jake is trying to craft and recognizes that his obsession with content creation has become his defining trait. Instead of focusing on rigorous training, Jake is often seen with a camera in hand, more interested in his next viral hit than his next opponent. This focus on entertainment over athleticism is what leads experts like Davis to dismiss him as a mere showman rather than a true athlete. The unpredictable nature of boxing means that anything can happen in the ring, but there is a growing consensus that Jake Paul is setting himself up for failure. It's not that Jake lacks the physical capability to compete, it's that he lacks the mindset and discipline necessary for success in the sport. To beat someone like Tyson requires not just physical preparation, but also mental toughness, discipline, and a deep respect for the sport, qualities that Jake's antics suggest he lacks. Even Hulk Hogan, a wrestling legend with no direct connection to boxing, weighed in on the situation. Hogan's insights carried weight, especially when Jake started dismissing Tyson's age and health, claiming he would be an easy opponent. Hogan set the record straight, pointing out that Jake's attitude towards Tyson was not only disrespectful, but also misguided. The road to boxing greatness requires more than just bravado. It demands genuine commitment, something Jake Paul has yet to fully demonstrate.
Which comes out your mouth, see what you've got to say. But until then, don't talk about me in the same league as you.
This wasn't just a dismissal. It was a brutal reminder of the vast experience and professionalism gap between the two. Froch didn't stop there. He went even further, labeling Jake a performing clown and making it clear that, in his eyes, Jake was more focused on entertaining his fans with his antics than—
Not good enough. You're not a professional fighter. You're a performing clown. That's all you are.
Carl Froch usually avoids conflicts outside the ring, but when it comes to defending the sport of boxing, he's known for his blunt honesty. Adding to the controversy, another boxing legend, Canelo Alvarez, spoke out on August 13, 2024. In an interview with ESPN, Canelo criticized Jake Paul's skill level and accused him of disrespecting the sport. Alvarez didn't mince words, stating that Jake Paul treats boxing like a game and lacks both the skills and respect necessary to be a true fighter. Canelo's comments went beyond just critiquing Jake's technical abilities. They were a pointed critique of his entire approach to boxing. As one of the most respected and accomplished boxers in the sport, Canelo's remarks carried considerable weight, underscoring Jake's focus on social media antics rather than genuine boxing skills. Self-promotion, according to Alvarez, is worlds apart from the dedication required to truly excel in boxing. His frustration was evident as he stressed that boxing isn't something you can simply breeze through with shortcuts or celebrity status. It demands years of hard work, discipline, and respect for the craft. No discussion about boxing experts would be complete without mentioning Eddie Hearn, the renowned boxing promoter and chairman of Matchroom Sport, who's known for his candid opinions on boxing talent. On August 15, 2024, during a confrontation that felt more intense than a reality TV showdown, Hearn didn't hold back. He stared Jake Paul straight in the eyes and bluntly expressed
A guy that doesn't really box. So average, but
Eddie Hearn is well acquainted with what it takes to become a world champion, having guided some of boxing's biggest names and orchestrated their journeys to the top. He understands the immense commitment, relentless discipline, and sheer hard work required to reach boxing's pinnacle. For Hearn, being a world champion isn't just about winning fights. It's about a relentless dedication to training, an unyielding focus on improvement, and an unwavering respect for the sport.
Jake, how are you, Jake? Hey, my brother, be careful, my brother. Be careful, Jake!
Be careful!
Hearn's blunt assessment was grounded in a deep understanding of the sport's demands. To Hearn, Jake Paul's behavior was worlds apart from the disciplined regimen expected of a world-class athlete. Jake, of course, didn't miss a beat in responding, dripping with the overconfidence that has become his trademark. With a smirk that could light up a room, Jake retorted defiantly.
He's like, no, I actually really like what he said, because when I do become a world champion, I'm just going to play the clip over and over again.
However, Jake's bold confidence seemed disconnected from his actions, or lack thereof, in the training camp. While his peers were immersed in rigorous training on August 14, 2024, Jake was spotted enjoying himself at a luxury resort in Ibiza, filming content for his YouTube channel. His Instagram was filled with snapshots of partying rather than training, highlighting a stark contrast between his public persona and his commitment to the sport. The disparity between Jake Paul's confident declarations and his actual training efforts was glaring and concerning. Eddie Hearn's critique went beyond Jake's lack of physical preparation. It was a comprehensive evaluation of what it means to be a champion. The journey to becoming a world champion is marked by sacrifice and an unwavering focus on the craft. It involves countless hours in the gym, relentless sparring sessions, and a diet so strict it rivals a monk's regimen. It's about enduring pain, pushing through fatigue, and continually striving to improve every aspect of one's game. And if you think only old-school boxing pros are critical of Jake, think again. Young boxing prodigy Gervonta Davis also expressed his disdain. When asked about Jake Paul, Davis bluntly stated, "I still see him as a clown because that's just..."
I feel as though he's still a clown because that's his personality.
This wasn't just a throwaway line. It was a pointed critique of Jake's entire approach to boxing. Davis saw right through the facade Jake was trying to build to Davis. Jake's endless stream of videos, pranks, and social media stunts wasn't compatible with the seriousness required in professional boxing. Jake Paul's obsession with making videos and promoting his brand has become his defining trait. Instead of dedicating time to grueling training sessions, Jake is often seen with a camera in hand, more concerned with his next viral hit than his next opponent. This focus on content over combat is what drives experts like Davis to dismiss him as a clown. It's not that Jake lacks the physical ability, it's that he lacks the mindset of a true athlete in the unpredictable world of boxing, where anything can happen. There's still a consensus that Jake Paul is setting himself up for a fall. Sure, it's not impossible to beat Tyson, but as Davis and others have pointed out, that feat requires a level of effort and dedication that Jake simply isn't showing. It's not just about the physical training, it's about mental preparation, discipline, and respect for the sport, qualities that Jake's constant clowning around suggest he lacks. Even Hulk Hogan, the wrestling legend, had to throw in his 2 cents on this fiasco. Despite not being a boxer, Hogan's insight carried weight. Hogan commented on Jake's dismissive attitude towards Tyson's age and health. Jake had been mouthing off, claiming Tyson was old and sick, and therefore an easy target. Hogan set the record straight, saying,
"You keep forgetting his name is Iron Mike Tyson. And, you know, this is just a small glitch in the system, a temporary setback. If you watch Tyson train, he's quick, he's fast, He moves like he did 20 years ago.
We all know that Mike Tyson isn't just any old fighter. He's a legend who has maintained his speed, power, and agility well into his 50s. Jake Paul's assumption that age had diminished Tyson's capabilities was a serious miscalculation. Hogan's point was clear. Tyson's training regimen showed no signs of slowing down. He remained the formidable fighter who had once dominated the heavyweight division, and dismissing him as merely old and sick was not only disrespectful but dangerously naive. When asked about the age difference between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, Hogan shared another nugget of wisdom. He tackled the idea that Tyson's age might make him less formidable, stating,
But Tyson has that eye of the tiger, brother. I mean, when he gets focused, he will seek and destroy. And I see that bad dog look in his eye now. It's like when you don't trust a bad dog that might bite you at any time. That's the
Jake Paul's bravado in the face of such overwhelming odds only heightened the absurdity of the situation. Here was a man more focused on his social media presence and making people laugh than on the serious business of boxing. While his confidence might be entertaining, it was built on a shaky foundation. Jake's overconfidence and belief that he can rely on his celebrity status and social media. Thank you for watching the video.